What do you say, everybody? Welcome to Elephant in the Room, part of Covered Crimson with Jay Coker. I'm Mick Gillispie, obviously not in the home studio, hanging out in Mobile at WNSP and talking to you guys today on our podcast. So we got a lot to get into. Bama with a big win over a team you expected them to beat in Western Kentucky. But how about Ryan Williams? Woo-wee! Got caught 2 touchdowns in his first game. He's supposed to be in high school. We're going to get into that and more right here on the show after our open. Hit the open. There it is. There's the open. And you can't see it because you don't have a monitor. It's an elephant with a houndstooth hat on. And he's whistling.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it before. Roll Tide, man. Good to see you, man. I know you've been a little under the weather, but you pulled it together today. And for those of you that are watching and you're wondering, what camouflage is Jake wearing? We thought that it might be mossy oak. We thought that it would be real tree. That would have been your NIL deal on the tailgate show on Friday. But no, what did we find out? We found out that it would be knit fly. Is that what it's called?
Free fly. No, I love these bamboo shirts. But yeah, I felt terrible this weekend. But yeah, to go try to call up and shoot a coyote and got up early for no reason and still feel like shit.
So when you guys were out there, you play like the wounded rabbit sound?
Oh yeah.
And does that bring
noises.
them in?
Oh yeah. Saw a bobcat yesterday morning.
He was like, "Hey man, I heard there's a dead injured rabbit around here. Anybody seen him?"
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't shoot him though.
He came in a little bit too quick. He came running in a ditch. All I could see was top of his back. So I tried to get him to stop, and he took off. He's probably seen me before.
Is it shooting house, or are you going to tree stand, or just sitting out in the woods?
Either on the ground or in a ladder stand.
By yourself, or you got some friends out there?
I was with my father-in-law.
Okay, so you guys hanging out.
Oh yeah. We enjoy it. It's a good time. Had a lot of good hunting stories together doing that.
Well, that's cool. Adjust your thing there. Well, good to have you back, and not at 100%. You know, one of the things people love about your career, man. You play hurt, dude. You play hurt.
Hey, I'll be here. It's it used to be an honorable thing to show up sick, and I guess 2020, all of a sudden you become an asshole for showing up and manning it out. Just
what are you doing, man?
Where's your mask?
I know you tried to shake my hand. I gave you the fist bump. Yeah. No, it was Bronner. Michael Bronner, our engineer for our.
You got a little mask boy in you.
Yeah, I got to put my mask on. I hated the masks. I never believed in the masks, but you know what? I hope we never go through anything like that again.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the game. I kind of get this chord figured out here. 70 or 63-0. Bama was all over.
Yeah, that was I mean, I don't know. I know historically I've talked trash about these games, but I did think this one was necessary this year because of the youth that we have. Coming in, a lot of guys that aren't familiar with each other playing, and the new system. Coach DeBoer bringing in a new system, got a new DC. I mean, it's an entirely new coaching staff, pretty much. So this is good. It kind of ironed out the kinks. I mean, we also had a debacle with the communication through the helmet.
Right.
So a lot of obstacles to get over. And I think we showed just how physically imposing we can be. These young guys, I mean, my God, Ryan Williams. I wasn't as impressed with the go ball touchdown that he scored first, but that second touchdown come across the middle, extending, making that catch, and then making 2 guys miss. That was pretty athletic, and he put on a show on that catch. But Jalen Milroe, I think he came out as a leader. Showed everybody why he's a starter. Showed that he's been around for a year, had time to mature. He only threw like 8 or 9 balls, so it wasn't like we got a full showcase of his talent. But there were a few throws in there. That second touchdown to Ryan Williams, to go back on that, I mean, he had to make a few reads and show that he's processing in the pocket. A lot of guys just get locked up on that. It looked like a smash with a backside dig. A lot of guys get caught up on that smash, that corner flat read, and then just dump it down or force a throw. He comes back across, sees the backers are playing the tight end tight, safeties are deep, that dig's right there. He takes it and just took the time to see that and throw that ball. And then he had a couple other throws, but that one touchdown to K-Law, biding more time in the pocket right before he crosses the line of scrimmage, dumping it off, shows a lot of awareness there. That's kind of tough to comprehend sometimes. I remember a few plays when I was playing where I didn't do that, and there was a lot of potential there for some big gains. But that just shows maturity.
Yeah. Guys, I want to tell you that we're presented to you by mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag. Use the promo code next round, and they'll double your initial deposit. MyBookie will double your initial deposit when you use the promo code next round. Kick off the football season with mybookie.ag and double your initial deposit by using the promo code next round. We appreciate those guys, and also want to tell you that the show's called Cover Crimson, or at least the channel is. This is obviously elephant in the room, but what we want to tell you is right now for $1 you can be part of Cover Crimson and covercrimson.com. You also get the different programs that we do that's exclusive to just subscribers, including Mike Johnson's All-American Report. Have you had a chance to watch the All-American Report?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Mike and I did that show last week. A lot of Mike. Fun guy to hang out with. Really smart football guy. I can't wait for his breakdown of the offensive line, man. I mean, like, you talk about this.
Yeah, that's the guy to go to for that.
Yeah,
my gosh.
I hate watching football with him. I've told you this before. Because, you think you know about it, and then you sit with him, and you're like, okay, I'm just not saying it.
Yeah.
Like, you got a block. Well, actually, Mick, it was the running back that did this, and that caused this to happen, and that's why that guy's left out on an island. You're like, wait a second, though. Then you're like, okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's like watching receivers or quarterbacks throw interceptions, and everybody's pissed at the quarterback, and, offensive line's kind of the same. They want to blame the back, and then the quarterbacks are blaming the route.
Yeah, right. Well, a lot of that matters, though. I mean, it's a game of angles. It's a game of timing, right? And intricacies.
Timing's everything, and everybody's got to be on the same page. But especially in those game type situations, you look great in practice, but once the quarterback is getting hit, not only does it change the quarterback's mindset just from a standpoint of toughness, but getting the ball out and receivers having to be not only on time, but their footwork has to be perfect. They have to be pivoting off, the right foot, right step. Everything has to be right on time and repped over and over again. Because a lot of times, I mean, as a quarterback, you know the timing. Guys are on top of you, and you got to throw it without seeing them clearly, without seeing the defense clearly. You just kind of got to hope that everybody's in the right spot. It's not all perfect like in practice. So you really got to have a trust there between quarterback and receiver, and obviously your offensive line. But the picture gets muddled a lot in that pocket. And so if guys aren't hitting their landmarks and coming out at the right angles, doing what they're supposed to do, balls that would be good balls end up being balls that look like they're sailed or thrown low or behind the receiver, it's always nice to be around somebody who can point that out.
Right. Well, not when you're drinking at a football game and you're just trying to watch as a casual fan.
Yeah, that's right.
You got like the doctor of offensive linemen sitting over there going, Mick, I'm an offensive lineman first and a football player second. Like, okay, man. No, he's really smart. Love working with him again and being part of the channel. Running back wise, though, thought those guys lived up to it, man. Justice Haynes, that explosive run that he had, I was cheering. And then when Jam Miller had his touchdown, I was fired up about both of those plays.
Yeah, I mean, well, one of them, Western Kentucky, didn't get lined up right. Then the other one, we had some penetration, and it was kind of like, thank goodness it was Western Kentucky. He blew right by him, scored a touchdown. Yeah, like I said, this is a great game to iron out the kinks, but the talent is I guess just on such a different level that you get away with things you shouldn't get away with, and you pick up a few. You could pick up a few bad habits, but there's definitely a lot of room to get better on offense.
Yeah, right. Weird situation with the headphones. I know everybody's probably talked about that by now. You got to get up and down the escalator, or the elevator to get down on the field. It's not an easy thing to do at Alabama if you haven't been. I mean, you go way up there, and then you got to go way back down. And if somebody pushes the button, it's going to stop at every floor. And then you
coaches get on the same elevator.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's two of them, but they're right next to each other. Yeah. I mean, they weren't expecting to have to use it. They'll try to they'll close the elevator right before the half, because they know they all got to go to the locker room. But this was unexpected. And then you got to turn around and somehow you got to get on the field and call plays. So I thought maybe some of the confusion at the beginning of the game was based on that. And then I thought that, honestly, I mean, it's like you said, it's hard to tell. I would have liked to have had a few more sustained drives just to kind of see what this offense is really going to look like, because, against better teams, they're not going to score explosive plays every other time, they touch the football.
They're going to have 3 2-play drives in a row.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just not going to happen. And some of those, weren't necessarily busts, but I mean, you got Ryan Williams and I think K-Law running verticals right next to each other, and I mean, Western Kentucky. And I'm not. Look, I don't like speaking badly about smaller schools at all. I mean, they have great players, but it's obvious that Alabama's got better players. But it's just, even if you're doing all the right things, it's still hard to cover those guys, especially guys that just aren't quite in the same class athletically as Alabama.
The other thing was that Caden Proctor was injured before the game, shoulder injury. We're still not sure what it is. I've heard that he could have played. I've heard that maybe it's more significant injury that could cost him. Kalen DeBoer talked about it in the press conference, and he said it's one thing that we'll be able to manage. So that's positive. It'll be something that as we go through the week, we'll continue to evaluate. So maybe it's not, some kind of a bad labrum injury. I don't know. In college football, they were supposed to be a little bit more transparent with injury reports, when you played, I mean, think about how many times somebody's leg's broken, but
nobody knew anything when I was
playing. Yeah. I mean, how did that go down?
I don't know. Just nobody knew. I mean,
would they just hide them, stash them?
I mean, I just think nobody said anything. Right. I mean, I know my injuries. I know Dominic Jackson, Cam Robinson, everybody kind of, had their own injuries. Hell, some guys had surgery, had tightrope surgeries nobody knew about going into games. So it's kind of crazy. You just never know. It's like that Connor Wigman, the quarterback at Texas A&M, Connor Wigman. I saw him throwing up during the game, and he wasn't playing like himself, in my opinion. I don't know what was going on with him, but I mean, you just never know about some of these guys. You really don't. I mean, again, you just the stuff I saw and the stuff some of the guys played with that I was on the same team with, it was just never reported. It wasn't transparent, and I think that was more so to protect guys, really. Because I mean, if everybody knows, it's kind of like a boxer punching a cut eye,
Yeah, right.
It's gonna happen.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, the good thing is that we had this big battle for the right tackle position with Eliza Pritchard and Wilkin Formby, and Pritchard played a lot of the left tackle spot anyway. So and when Proctor was out, it was going to be his job. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, no, I mean we got the pieces to the puzzle. It's just you hate to see that happen first game. I mean, doesn't give you a whole lot of wiggle room later on in the year, and hopefully this is a small injury. Caden Proctor will be fine, be back for the Wisconsin game, but golly, you hate to see that. I mean, first game warm-ups. I mean, if it's something serious, it's like Aaron Rodgers' luck.
Yeah, how do you get hurt in warm-ups?
I guess just punching, but
it was probably injured anyway, right?
I mean, makes you think it might have been something just well, half speed stuff in warm-ups when you're not going full speed, you might be in an awkward position, kind of taking a play off, and you punch. Just a weird way of weird technique because you're not focused, and it happens going half speed a lot of times. It's kind of like when you play these teams with Jimbo, he used to talk about this. When you play teams that aren't quite as talented as you or physical as you, they seem to almost get in the way and put you in awkward positions, like linemen rolling up on top of each other because there's too many guys on the ground. Guys running the routes, DBs get caught up in receivers' legs because they're falling down.
Yeah.
And warm-ups, you go in half speed, taking it for granted. And I'm not saying that's what he was doing.
It's just what you're saying in general.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's all right because that'd be a tough loss for Alabama, but it's also part of the game. I mean, you're going to lose people throughout the course of the season. Defensive side of the football, I loved watching Jihad Campbell make so many different plays wearing number 11, and then Deontay Lawson wearing number 0. Like it was pretty funny seeing those two guys flying all over the place.
Yeah, that's a main tandem right there.
Yeah, right. Keon Sabb had
Mbakwe got on the field too.
Who?
Mbakwe.
Oh yeah, he did.
Mbakwe.
I've told you, he's doing a podcast with Ryan Williams now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. He played Ryan Williams. I watched him play against Saraland in the state championship. I want to say 2 years ago on TV. I didn't realize. I can't remember what high school he's from. I think it's from around Birmingham, but he was a quarterback in high school. And they beat Saraland, I think, 2 years ago for the state championship. It might have been last year. I can't remember. Actually, it might have been. Yeah, it was last year, I guess, because they're both.
It was last year. Yeah.
Yeah. But a heck of an athlete. I mean, you get a DB who played quarterback in high school, and I know Kane Womack's talked about this. I mean, a guy who's obviously, should be pretty cerebral playing quarterback in high school. He makes decisions, sees things through a quarterback's lens. You get on defense, and you kind of have an idea of what the reads are, what the quarterback's looking for. Really helps, transition to being a full-time DB. And so, I really did not realize that's who that was until Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I see what you're saying now. I mean, I thought he looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, well, he's going to be a star.
Yeah, I mean, just reliable. Mm-hmm. I mean, reliable, and once it all really starts clicking, dangerous.
Yeah, and one of those in-state guys that you got to get.
Oh yeah,
and they're going to battle with Auburn now in recruiting for these in-state guys. Auburn's going, all in on trying to win the state back, and so Bama had a couple guys flip. They're going to have to figure it out before signing day.
Come to Alabama, you play the lowest bar is ESPN. You go play at Auburn, and you're on SEC Network Plus.
Over there, where
come on, guys,
the students are broadcasting. Yeah. Hey, isn't that the guy that was on the broadcast on Sunday in my communications class?
kind of question is that? This is my first broadcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a school project, by the way.
Oh, man, those plus games are bad. They just got all the kids in there running the cameras and behind the scenes doing stuff, and they don't pay attention. Look, I've worked them. I mean, I would leave with a headache, a massive headache, because they would just be so unprofessional, like
even the Auburn students are, can we broadcast the Alabama game?
Yeah. And then they scheduled Alabama A&M. You got to win that one by 70. I felt like this was a good win for Bama just because, you didn't want to, to mess around and have a bunch of questions, but the defense was great. You get a shutout. The statistics were crazy. It was like 600 yards for Alabama, which was what you would figure with Kalen DeBoer's offense. I mean, this guy's running wide open and running right through the line and just busting holes. And
man, with Jalen Milroe being able to run the ball the way he does, oh my gosh,
pick your poison.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's tough for teams that don't have the athletes to play Alabama anyway. But when you got a guy that can run like he can, and your front seven has no chance at I mean, they sacked him once or twice. They did, but once he gets going, gets out of that pocket, I mean, there's just nothing they can do about it. Their secondary's doing their best just to keep up with the receivers, and you get a guy out there, past the line of scrimmage like Jalen Milroe. It is awfully hard to stop. And then, behind the line of scrimmage, he's still got guys to throw to, and he's threatening to run like the K-Law touchdown. It just, I don't know how you stop it. Good luck.
Beautiful.
And then the quarterback runs. I mean, I think that's going to be one of the most useful tools we have this year.
Yeah.
Quarterback runs. Again.
Design quarterback runs.
Oh, yeah. Get that extra blocker in there. You ruled the number game. Hard to beat that.
What do you think of Ty Simpson?
Smooth, man. Smooth operator. He's hopefully nothing happens to Jalen, but you got to feel about as good as anybody in the country in terms of a second team quarterback. I mean, I don't obviously can't run like Jalen. I don't know if there's anybody in the country that can at the quarterback position, but you're not going to have to worry about him making poor decisions or not be able to make throws or not be able to lead that team. I think he's become 1B, really. And he's got the respect of the locker room. Everybody appreciates the fact that he's stuck around. I think if he gets an opportunity or if he gets sent in there because Jalen gets hurt, we're in a really good shape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt about it, man.
And he is athletic. I mean,
but but you're looking and people were like, wow, he was this or this, the passing and all that stuff. Ran a touchdown in, but you know that when you come in and the score's that lopsided, I mean, they're not letting you really do a whole lot. You've been through this before. What's it like when you jog out on the field and your team's kicking the crap out of somebody and they're like, all right, Coker in. You doing a lot of this?
Yeah, a lot of that.
They don't even want you to score sometimes.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, sometimes, it's third, fourth quarter, you throw a couple balls, you're pretty tight, honestly. You've been standing there on the sideline all day. It's like trying to get warmed up when you're, just running out on the field. So look, football's football. It's fun, but it's hard to. Especially, I know what he's going through. It's tough to go out there and play without, purpose in the game, I guess. That adrenaline rush I got, coming back, playing my senior year, it had been so long since I had really felt that, it was like a drug, honestly. It was just like the best feeling ever to finally go back out there and throw a meaningful touchdown or make a meaningful play,
Right.
Have a physical run that everybody reacts to. I mean, it's just you long for that feeling so bad. And when you come from high school and there's a lot of, I guess, hype or excitement, or you're a transfer, and you're used to playing, and then you have to sit the bench for a while. I think it's very frustrating. So him sticking in there again and putting his best foot forward, I think it's going to pay off. He's going to be a hell of a player.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully he gets some action this week when Alabama is a 31 point favorite against. They covered the spread last week. You put, what'd you put, a couple mil down on that?
Yeah.
Drop a couple M's.
No, my gambling winnings right when I started taught me a lesson. So I stay sticking to, for the most part, I stay in the office pool. If I'm having a good time with some buddies on the weekend and then I feel pretty good about it and we all want to place the same bet, I might do that. But man, I learned my lesson early.
Did you? Well, look, man, I think that if you feel like you want to have a little fun, you can do that with some pizza money. I'm not saying put your mortgage down on it, but swing over to mybookie.ag if you haven't done this yet. And I'm going to tell you that you can do that right now. And what's cool is that if you use the promo code next round at mybookie.ag, they'll double your initial deposit. So you could just, if you lose, you just put half down and then you still got half of your money back. I mean, right? But if you win,
will they actually cash out free money?
I don't know. I just think you got to just win off of that. You just give you a ride. So they'll double that initial deposit when you use the promo code next round. Kick off the football season with mybookie.ag and take advantage of that deal next round. The promo code mybookie.ag. Yeah. So I think it's fun, man. I love the just kind of the whole vibe of putting a little cash down and letting it ride. But
yeah. I mean, back when I was making bets like you make bets, kind of on the Joe side of things.
Did you guys pick that up? That's a shot at me right there. That's a shot. So he's saying he's pros and I'm Joe. You guys, just make sure, like, for the audience here.
Hey, Pete Rose wore number 14 because of me. No, but yeah, that was getting to my joke. But
hey, I loved it. Well, let's get back together again like tomorrow, and then we'll try to, maybe we can get the Shank or the Ryan Andersons to show up, hang out with us. Maybe
we're all they're headed up to Tuscaloosa Friday.
Are they?
I know Ryan is. I would think Shank would be. I got to check in with him. But Coach Saban's the field's being named after Coach Saban Saturday. So
how a lot of you guys are going?
Yeah.
Mike said he's driving over from Atlanta.
When's he coming?
Saturday.
Yeah,
but he says he's going to be there, and he's got to go back for the Falcons.
Oh man, that's a long day.
I know, it's a lot of driving. Hey, Friday we'll be at. You guys want to come by and say Roll Tide? We'll be at the tailgate show is going to be at Unique on the Strip, recording for Saturday 1 to 3 on Friday.
The old Eagans.
Yeah, the old Eagans, man. Come by, have a brew, and hang out with us. I may have one. May have one while I'm there.
Is there betting odds on that?
Pretty good odds.
Sign me up. That's an easy one.
So you're a pro. All right, great show. Thanks again, guys. Don't forget to take advantage of the offer right now to be part of covercrimson.com. Sign up for $1 and be part of Cover Crimson. Clint Lamb's breaking down every single snap on there. We got the message board. We got exclusive content, including the All-American Report with Mike Johnson. You got to be a member to get that, and a bunch of other really cool stuff on the way as well. Any final thoughts?
I kind of saw what we expected Saturday. I think we showed a lot of potential Saturday, but a lot to clean up. A lot to clean up.
Yeah, I saw that too. All right, Roll Tide, everybody. Covercrimson.com, Elephant in the Room, and we will talk to you guys next time.